You know what? Let me just turn on the radio. Let me check out what's going on here.
I hate every single one of you. Every single one of you that is on this radio station, leave right now.
So what are your thoughts on shoes? I think shoes are the most useful thing for our human lives.
So welcome to this totally normal radio station where we talk about how we chop each other's pieces. We found aliens. Look, I'm trying to talk to him right now. Look. What do you think about Earth? Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Okay, one more time. One more. Alright, one more.
Anyways, welcome to Frame Perfect Input episode
7, according to this. That is also if you take into account that last Thursday was the start of the brand new Thursday show, which is completely different from Tuesday, by the way. If you didn't know, Tuesday is the ones for games, and Thursday is now the ones for hobbies in general. So it could be anime, it could be CDs, it could be heck, it could be games still, but it is trying to not be about games. So it's gonna be anime, CDs, manga, anything I like. Could be sports even. Could be anything. But that is how it works now. That's how it's split. And of course, on weekends, maybe I'll have a video out. It depends on what I'm doing. But that is effectively what it is now. Alright, before we get into the episode, which, well, I guess you would know because you would have read the title. The episode is about wrestling, but wrestling games specifically. Before we get into that, let's just talk about, how normal stuff is going on. Small talk, if you will, like every other podcast that I've kind of heard. What is the things I want to talk about? Well, I actually wanted to talk about this before it happened, and then again when it happened. But it was the fact that if you're in the VTuber scene, which you either are or are not, the likelihood of you being in the VTuber scene is a lot higher nowadays, considering the huge wave of VTubers just in the indies everywhere. But yeah, you're either in or you're not. And if you're in, you probably have heard about the term graduations or graduating. In terms of VTubers, graduations are when people effectively stop being VTubers. They decide to leave their company or something like that. It's different to being fired. We've had people get fired or terminated. That's a completely different thing. Graduating is leaving on good terms, basically. And there's also this huge show about it at the end, depending on who it is, all that stuff. Anyways, what I wanted to talk about was if you were in the VTuber scene, you would have known that Kanata, Amane Kanata, graduated, which was something that affected a lot of people. Like a lot of people. And sure, it affected me, but by this point, I've seen so many people graduate from the VTuber scene that I loved watching that I'm just kind of numb to it now. So yeah, but back to it. The graduation came out of nowhere. It's just like it's one of those graduations where I'm just like, damn, like you could have done maybe a bit more. I know you have the condition with the, because she has a condition with her ears, where one of them she's deaf out of completely or something like that. Or at least it's extremely hard to hear from those ears. It's really, it's tough. It's tough. A very tough decision, I can definitely tell, and everyone can tell that. But it's, in my personal opinion, I feel like she could have done even more. You know what I mean? I feel like she was in her prime. She definitely could have kept going. It's basically a what if to me now of like, what if she stayed? What if she did more? She's been in Hololive, which is the corporation or company or whatever it is that she's a part of. She's been there for years or had been there for years. And so I understand her leaving, but it's just like, damn, man, I feel like she could have done more. She could have done so much more. But she ended up graduating and leaving, and it's just sad. But it is what it is. It happened, I believe, like last year, near the end of the month, so something like that. I wanted to talk about it, but things happened. I kind of forgot, so There you go. What else do I have to talk about for small talk? Not really anything, honestly. I guess the fact that in my room here, I'm trying to soundproof it up a bit more, or well, make sure reverb doesn't happen. You definitely don't hear reverb because of how the room is set up already, but I'm still trying to get a bit more because I need to minimize it, and the fact that I'm trying to get into jobs of voice acting and stuff like that. So I kind of need I kind of need the room. Anyways, so I have this very dumb and stupid DIY system going on where I have hooks on the ceiling, and I'm gonna have like freaking what is it? Some type of sheet cover the back of me here using coat hangers. Yeah, if you pick it up, that's kind of not good. Definitely could have had like a solid wall set here, or even a mattress, but I don't have those. So gonna make do with what you have, and this is what I have. So yeah. Anyways, I think that's my small talk. I think that's it. Let's get into the episode. All right, I am back from having my drink. My head is resting on my chair right now because damn, am I tired. I was doing a bunch of stuff before this recording, using my voice, so not exactly the best idea, but here we are, kind of tired out of my mind. Anyways, I wanted to talk about wrestling games. Wrestling games have been kind of um, not very good. Personally, they've had a really, really long uh, run of not very good games when it comes to wrestling. What are we on now? 2K 25, 26, something like that. Because, yes, 2K picked up the game back when it was the 14th installment, around there. So yeah. Yeah, wrestling games aren't very good now. Even visually. I do not like the visuals of the recent games. You'd think it would be amazing. You'd think it'd be like, oh, that's really good. But it isn't. It really isn't. Like, the visuals are so plasticky, if you will. Okay, if you look at the characters, the actual characters playing in the match, they look fine. Somewhat. They look fine. But then you look at every single thing that isn't them, and it's just like, oh man, this game looks dog shit. This looks horrible. What? And then you go back to the previous wrestling games. Heck, go back to WWE 13, made by THQ, because THQ made the best wrestling games, personally, in my honest opinion. Go back to WWE 13. Personally, I think that game looks amazing, and that came out in 2012. Can you believe it? Unfortunately, I can. That's not a thing I want to say. I don't want to say. I believe it. I believe it that this amazing looking game existed then. Because it also shows off how fucking dumb the gaming sphere, everything is. Off of the wrestling talk, let me talk about computers. Did you hear about the RAM prices going up? They've been up for ages, and those are so absolutely dumb. Like, what are they doing? They're stealing our graphics cards as well? Like, the AI companies are taking everything? Like, come on, man. Like, what? I'm stuck with this. Okay, not a bad GPU. But I have this 4060, and I have about 16 gigs of RAM. The RAM part is kind of concerning, considering its low speed as well. But come on, let us have something. Nvidia is doing shit, AMD is doing shit, Intel. Come on, man. Come on, man. I just want my gaming computer to be fine. But I ain't got it, because prices are really bad. Anyways, off of that, off of that rant, let's come back to the topic, which is wrestling games. Wrestling games have been very bad as of, like I said, 2014. Well, it would technically be 2013, based off of their very weird year system that also exists in sports games as well. But yeah, let me go back to a better time for wrestling games. My personal favorite, SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, which you probably know as like everyone's favorite wrestling game. Probably not everyone's, but a lot of people's. And with good reason. Let me tell you why. It's the fact that it's so fun as a game. You can jump into the game, choose characters, play them, not even know how to play the game, and still have fun. It is a game first and foremost. The visuals are dated, for sure they are dated. They don't look very good at all. But there's some faces and body designs that look pretty good. Brock Lesnar, I feel like that's a pretty good one. Triple H apparently doesn't look very good to someone's video. I forgot what it was. He looks fine to me. But again, as you can see, it's kind of subjective or objective depending on how you view it. But the thing about Here Comes the Pain, the very fun part of it is the fact that, like I said, it is a game first and foremost. What do I mean by that? It's the fact that the mechanics are so fun to play. It's so arcadey. You can do insane finishes. You can stack up 5 finishes and then just do that finisher over and over and over and over and over again. And then you can steal finishes. You can do all these cool taunts, all these super moves like grabs and everything like that, power bombs, insane suplexes. Like, there's so much you can do in this game. Surprisingly, for its time, they went all in. You can make certain animations. You can make what is it? I'm forgetting. Oh, no, you can just make animations. Let's just say that you can make animations using the animations in the game that they provide. You can piece them together. It's actually insane. Like, it's such a good game. It's so, to me, timeless mechanically. Like, why can't we just have a game like this nowadays? Honestly, this would be sold out instantly if it was a wrestling game because it's so fucking fun. But it's different nowadays, I guess. People like what it is now. Some people, but then there's others like the OG crowd who want those games back, who want games like SVR, because we don't have SVR anymore. We don't have SmackDown vs. Raw. 2006 was my favorite for the SVR series. I did play 2008, and I did play 2010 and 11. But personally, 2006 is the one. I grew up with that one, so of course I'm kind of biased. But uh, what are they doing with wrestling games? I can list out so many good wrestling games, most of them being SVR for me. But yeah, 2008 was pretty good for me. 2006 is good for me. People would say that 13 is pretty good as well, but I don't know. I didn't play that one much. You can go even further back to Here Comes the Pain, to Shut Your Mouth. Like, there's so many good wrestling, and then you can go even further back, but I haven't played those ones because I was not born yet. But there were so many wrestling games back then that were so good, and it's all because of the fact that it was a game first and foremost. They didn't care about the visuals. They didn't care about voice lines. Heck, Here Comes the Pain, when you go into a match, was music. It was just music. There was no commentary, none of that. We got the commentary in the SVR series when the original SmackDown vs. Raw, before 2006, came out on PS2 and PS3, if I believe. I believe, if I'm correct, it would be PS3 as well. That's when we got the commentary. That's when we got the ability to make our own entrances in certain ways. That's when we had better graphics. Heck, SVR 06 on the PS2 looks stunning compared to Here Comes the Pain. Like, the visuals are very good in that game. Everything looks so high def, and I might be misremembering it because I did play it recently on an emulator. But still, I think my point still stands. It looks pretty damn good for its time. It had a good character list as well. There was so many good characters in that game. Oh my, and they had so much music. The music is all so good. I can't stress enough how much I love the old wrestling games. I honestly cannot. Like, oh my gosh. Here Comes the Pain. am telling you right now is probably in my top 10 played games ever. I've probably played this game past the 1,000 hour mark easily, I feel. And it was me and my brother, because both of us absolutely loved these games. My favorite stage in Here Comes the Pain was the Times Square stage. You want to know why? It's the fact that you can climb all the way up. If you remember, there's that ladder. You can climb up that, climb up another ledge, and then you're at the top. That part, you can just flop all the way to the bottom if you run and press square, and you just flop. And you don't take damage. Most of the time. It was fucking funny because it's ragdolls and it's goofy explosions and it's goofy interactions and it's just batshit insane because it's a game. This is why I don't like 2K. 2K goes so much, or at least tries to, go into the direction of realism. If you go into their modern wrestling games, they've taken out so many features of like running on the ladders, putting, I don't know if a lot of ladder stuff. You know what? I still remember when they added the ability to run on ladders onto people and dive onto people, like how Shelton Benjamin did. Like, I think that was like 2007. It had to be 2007. I swear it was that game where you could set the ladder on the on the ropes and then just run off. Once we found out, me and my brother were just messing around with that stuff because that was fun. They were innovating at that time. They were doing so much good. Every single game, a new game came out. There was better visuals. There was better music in the main menus. There was better customization options. Better character lists. Like, oh my god. And it had better game modes as well, because there was also that Road to WrestleMania. There was the game mode to battle, what was it, the Undertaker type shit. There was so much good that they did, and I put that all onto THQ because god damn did they know what they were doing with that. They also had Company of Heroes apparently. They also had Darksiders. I feel like I'm saying the wrong name here. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. They have that, but they knew what they were doing when it came to the wrestling games. Animations got so much better as well. Okay, here's this one thing. You go from here comes the pain. 06 is basically where that huge jump for me is, or you could say SVR in general. But if you go from Here Comes the Pain to SVR 2006 and you look at the animations are considerably better, and some finishes actually exist for those people. Let me get into this. What is it again? No, it wasn't Randy Orton, was it? I can't remember. It was someone. Someone didn't have their finish in that game, like, at all. I don't remember. Anyways, okay, let's not talk about. But animations got considerably better when going into SVR 06. The animations for a bunch of different moves were way smoother, way less robotic, because I think they mocapped it when it went into the SVR series. I think someone said that somewhere, but if you go to the old games like Shut Your Mouth and Here Comes the Pain, you can see how their movements are really stiff and jagged stuff and all that. It's so robotic, and you can tell that it's just not smooth, not mocapped. It probably wasn't mocapped, but there was some moves. Like there was Suplex 6 that had insane animations. That's the one that Triple H had for his suplex. There's the Batista power bombs. The one that just shocks you on the floor. That one was also super well animated and smooth. Of course, the F5 has to be smooth. You can't go wrong with the actual cover guy. If you did that, there would have been a problem. So they gave him not one, but two really well animated versions of the F5, both doing insane damage. And if you played the game, you will know that the F5 basically was the move to have on your character because it gave you so much blue meter to get your finishes. It did so much damage. One of them actually would make people bleed. That was such an OP move. What the heck, man? I'm just looking back at it now. God damn. But yeah, if you know anything about classic wrestling games. Animations was definitely really good in the SVR era, going up. Like, damn, I'm just reminiscing, man. SmackDown versus Raw. Can we get that back, please? Like, apparently, like, in recent time, it actually did come back. Not the game. I'm talking about the state of being. They split WWE again into SmackDown versus Raw again. But it's not gonna be the same. We can't have Monday Night Raw anymore, like just like that, because I don't even think it's Monday Night Raw anymore. Like you, man, I'm sad. Maybe talk about another thing. I don't even. This is kind of related to games, to wrestling games, but the music. The music of the wrestlers, honestly, are so bad now that I cannot like fathom. Like, what the heck are the higher ups doing when it comes to music? Let me go back to the old songs. Yeah, I think this is completely off topic of games. I'm just talking about wrestling now, but all right, too late. We're listening. The music in modern day WWE, all of it's shit. Some of them is good, but very, very few are actually good. Like you can say Cody Rhodes' Kingdom. That one's really good. I absolutely love that one. Uh, like, okay, here's the thing. If your song doesn't have a lot of good vocals and lyrics, and it's just a beat and instrumentation and instrumental whatever the fuck, then it is definitely 100% going to be a bad song. Def Rebel, probably them. Who knows? Like it's I hate them. Fuck you, Def Rebel. Such bad music that you made for them. Yeah, you replaced a lot of people's music to be like, oh yeah, here's this new really good song. No, it's not good. It's not good. Have you heard the one where it wasn't released that was meant to be for Edge when he returned? It sounded like shit. Like, what are they doing? What are they doing? You can't top Metalingus, bro. You can't. You can't take that away from Edge. This is just turning into a rant about wrestling. Anyways, music. Back to music. If you go back in time to the older music for wrestling, let's take Hollywood The Rock, which was what 2002, around that era. It was only for a little bit. That song you can find in Here Comes the Pain. I absolutely love that song. The slow version of it. That version is my favorite version of his theme song. Like his modern one's fine, but that one is just leagues better for me. You know, that slower progression, I guess you would say, because it's the same song, just slower. And the beginning part has that really long build up, which is so cool. I am nerding out about wrestling, and there's nothing I can do about it. But yeah, let me go back to the games. Old wrestling games. I'm always just gonna base it on SVR 06, SVR original, SVR 07. Here Comes the Pain. Shut your mouth, all that, because that's what I played, and I absolutely will always recommend any new wrestling fans play those games. Specifically, Here Comes the Pain, because that game is so good. The actual overalls are not insane because was it is it Hulk Hogan? Or was it Undertaker? The Undertaker is 93 overall. Overalls are not insane as they are now, where you can have 99s and 100s just off the bat for characters. They were actually balanced back then. Here, go back and see it. Randy Orton was like an overall of 72. John Cena was like an overall of 75 or something like that. They just started back then. So it's actually kind of nostalgic to go back to that game and see exactly where they started, because like, it's so cool to see that. And in a really good game too, where you can just play career mode, get those points, chuck them onto the characters, make them 99 overall, because why not? Before they had limits, like in SVR 06, which would limit your character stats depending on the weight class and the height, I believe. But anyways, Here Comes the Pain. Beautiful game. You should definitely play it because it's absolutely fucking amazing. Has great music. Has very, very difficult AI, by the way. Or CPU. Old school CPU. They had really, really difficult bots to battle. If you played it on SmackDown difficulty, oh my god, it was so difficult. It was so difficult to play that. I am telling you, if you go to any other game, I'm gonna say SVR 6, and play Legend difficulty on that, it's not even gonna come close to what SmackDown was like. First of all, because of the fact that Here Comes the Pain, you can store multiple finishes. You can have up to 5 of them. And if you go up against someone like Brock Lesnar, who is very trigger happy with his finishes, and the fact that he's so high rated that it is super difficult to break out of that finisher, you're gonna get completely bodied by him because he's just gonna pummel you with finishes. He's gonna spam them all. It's so fun and so difficult and so enraging. It's everything, and I love it. I love that game so much, and I'm gonna preach it because damn, it's good, and you should definitely play it. Oh my god. What else can I say? I mean, there's not really much else to say. I feel like I've really depleted my energy and talked about a bunch of wrestling stuff that I absolutely love. I don't want to run this on too long because if I go on too long, I'm just gonna run out of things to say, and I feel like I've completely run out of things to say. So let me just say this: if you're a brand new wrestling fan who likes games, wrestling games, play Here Comes the Pain or any of the SVR games. I'm dead serious. Any of the SVR games, you will enjoy it. I will recommend those 6 because that's kind of like a middle ground between the Here Comes the Pain era and the shifting into 2008 and beyond. But honestly, play the old wrestling games. Do not play the 2K games. Like, you can have fun with it. You can definitely mod it to make it very good. You can mod it to have all the things that were missing from those games, that they didn't keep from the older games. You can do stuff like that. You can mod. But if you're doing the story, if you're playing the story, if you're playing for visuals or for fun factor, don't play the 2K games. I hate the 2K games for a lot of reasons. The story is one of them. The gameplay is another. The engine, the fact that you can just get stuck into things, is really annoying. And even though you're trying to be realistic, it really isn't. It just isn't. There's so many things that just aren't realistic with it, and I just don't like the game. So, moral of this episode, just play the old WWE games, you know? You're gonna have a lot of fun playing them, so just play them, honestly. Well, I guess that marks the end of this episode for Frame Perfect Input, episode 7, specifically starting this time on Tuesday is episode 7. Okay, next Thursday. My gosh, I'm gonna say this Thursday. I have a new episode for the Hobby Thursdays, which will be episode 2, by the way. So make sure to stay tuned for that because it is something I've wanted to talk about for quite some time. Just never had the platform to do it. So that's it. This was Misty, your host, speaking. And good luck on whatever you are going to do this year because, man, has it been a very eventful year for VTubers. Anyways, goodbye!